Good for you, Byron. I mean, that's a high conviction long spot. It's just playing out in slow motion. It's a VWAP bounce on the weekly. That's a great place to get long for a bigger move.
There's plastics as it would be open.
But they're not making it easy either, are they? Now we did get the bounce, right? Now do we get the continuation? And that's, J. Scott, that's exactly it, right? The higher time frame trades are going to be slower. It's just the nature of it. If you know, Jerry, if you know I'm putting GIFs in the chat, you know it's a slow morning. Okay. Everybody's probably wondering why I didn't start streaming on YouTube yet.
In 5 minutes time now at 10:25 a.m. Eastern time, we're expecting comments from ECB's AAA, who speaks at an event in Frankfurt. Baltic says they could support the 1.75 to 2.35% inflation target range at some point down the road.
Return to value? Right into the value area high? I don't think so. Not me. That's what makes it a poor return to value right there. Oh, that's right. I can argue with YouTubers. One of my least favorite things to do. Back test, point of control. Going for it. Ah, it feels like sellers have entered the market here. Not a fan. Don't take us lower. ES back down to extremes down here. Buy it up once again. Shorts are probably getting very frustrated.
Trump defeats in Iraq and never possess nuclear weapons. Shortly expecting comments from ECB's Chipolo. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi, in a meeting with US lawmakers, says Taiwan issue is China's internal affair.
Is this the break? Or does it get bought up again? Yes, looks like it wants to go lower, doesn't it? I don't know. That looked like a slow motion price discovery continuation short. We'll see. So we continue to flesh out this volume area here. Buyers stepping in once again. Flat CVD.
Fed's Bostic says it should be concerned about inflation given how long it's been above target. The S&P 500 Energy Index climbs 2.4%, with Chevron up 2.1%, Exxon up 2%, and Halliburton up 7.8%. Fed's Bostic says tariff impact thus far and more muted on inflation than expected.
You still long, Byron?
Bostic says, I think there is more.
Boom. Nailed it. Price target hit. 961 across 3 accounts. Another good day in the book. So just trading, scalping this distribution, guys. We're not leaving it. We haven't left it. The whole story is right here. This, 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 That's right, JP. Scalp the distribution until it's not working anymore. That's right. Damn right. That's exactly right.
Bostic says we need to pay very close attention to consumer psyche.
The story is on the volume profile. What's been happening since, 9:45 this morning.
Trump says China and India. China and India are a primary funder of Russian war by buying Russian oil.
Hey, Jay. So Jay's asking, why is ES still ranging while NQ has already been pumped down? Well, you have to realize that NQ and ES are stock indexes, and they move based on the stocks of which they are compiled with. So NQ is tech heavy, so the tech sector is weaker, causing NQ to go down more. Whereas the S&P has sectors like finance and energy are propping it up. Never forget that they're stock indexes. So the stocks inside of them determine whether they go up or down. Morning, Jonathan. Moritz. So, Jonathan, the point of control isn't a great level to trade off of. When we're moving, it could be a scalp. I consider it a scalp spot, but it's also quite much diddling in the middle. It's a coin flip odds at best at the point of control.
Trump says we'll discuss today with the EU energy purchases from Russia.
All right, just to review real quick, these are the three 150K instant fundeds I've been trading. About a 70% win rate. We're up to almost 4K in profits across 3 accounts. I got to hit 9K, so I'm about halfway there. 62% win rate, about 1.5 risk to reward. Best winner, slightly better, about 1.5 even on the best of the worst. And, this is the last 4 days of trading.
It's Bostic says job market slow.
So I'm going to lock out of these.
Both supply and demand.
Yeah, I mean, the last 4 times we tested the upper side of this distribution, we sold off. And now S&P is down by its lows. All right, I'm going to lock out of these for the day. Turn off the copy trading.
Trump says the US will use AI to combat biological weapons.
All set. Done for the day with these.
The story we hear from businesses is they're not hiring all the time.
Now I got my Apex. I hit on that as well. Profit target. This is a 50K. I have almost $4,500 in profit in this 50K. So I need to trade it for another, I don't know, five days at $50 a day to be able to hopefully try and get this withdrawal out of there for 2K, and then I'll keep trading it. All right, guys, let's continue watching the charts. I'm going to switch over to my funded next account.
Bostic says sentiment around risks during employment has gone up a lot.
Still chopping here. Point of control. S&P is weaker, even though NASDAQ is down more. Go figure. So we're at the lows on the S&P, but we're kind of at the upper end of the distribution on the NQ. Dow shot up, so did the Russell.
Bostic says risks during employment are comparable to inflation risks. Bostic says right now I think the neutral real rate is around 1.25%. It's possible the neutral rate is rising.
So guys, you know, this is our value area high, value area low.
Bostic says
So
the
far.
pickup in the neutral rate is a welcome thing.
Delta's at the low, which is interesting. Where price is staying up. So we got passive buyers. I think it's a good sign of I think it's a bit of a bullish signal. But we'll see. That this might be a failed breakdown and we'll go back up. Unless the sellers overwhelm the passive buyers, of course. I just nailed that trade. That was a nice long off of that lower band here, point of control, kind of scalping. Yeah, stay away from the diddle unless you're scalping and you're really, you know. So, you know, I heavily advise most people to stay away from trading the middle of distributions. You have to be really quick, scalps only, otherwise there's no high probability trade there. Right? So unless you're scalping for a couple of ticks, couple points, don't waste your time. Because that's the only thing that makes it a little higher probability, is in and out that fast, or for that small of a move. Yeah, it can happen. ES still testing lows here, guys. I mean, that's bearish for the NQ, for sure. So we might be going down. Probably makes this spot an even better short, but we'll see. Unless ES bounces here, which is very possible. Short at 56 3/4. So choppy. It's tough to get a good entry here and trust it. Delta, a little bounce there. ES, a little bounce there. NQ's going down. What? Very tough read on this market, guys. Very tough. If I had to pick a direction, it would be down. But really hard to say. Yeah, we're a super tight coiled market. Well, now we're at the value area high. Let's see what it does. Is this a failed breakdown or is this the lower high? So system says short. We also have VWAP here and upper band. So took a short right here. Short at 74.5. Go. Get 5 more points. Nice. Beauty. There you go. What did I say, guys? System says short. So we trade what the system says. Great place to take profit, Byron. Good for you, man. Great trade. So it's 10 points, 40 ticks so far. Nice. So that was a textbook VWAP Bounce short. What else? What other confluence did we have? We had a low volume node and a off the composite and the previous session profile. We also had the value area high here, so a little bit of excess price on this distribution. All right, so this was A plus. Excellent trade. Oh, I don't know, JM. It's almost like this stuff works. I don't know. You could hear my background music? Huh, I didn't think you guys could hear it. This is Mark Farina. It's like a San Francisco DJ that makes like kind of just chill. You know, some of his music's a little upbeat, but it's like chill music. Well, would you look at that short, man? What a beautiful short that was. Top tick that entry. I mean, I scalp because I always scalp, right? So I'm not going to sit here and be like, man, I should have held it. I don't freaking know. I already hit profit target by trading the way I trade. The market doesn't care, Chuck, if you hit profit target. Let's go back to our lesson on anchoring. I mean, a VWAP bounce is our highest risk to reward setup in the VWAP Wave system. And it also has the potential for the biggest moves on a trend day. And so far, today is shaping up to be a decent, could be a trend day. We'll see. To the downside. We had one to the upside yesterday. We won't know if the whole session's going to be trending down until later. But, we opened at the high here, pretty close to it. That's usually an indication of a trend day. We open at the high or the low. Gold just had a little bit of a VWAP bounce. It's also a weekly upper band. We could get a return to value down to 779. Or if this VWAP holds, we can go back up to 816. Nice, JP. So, right off value area low there. Still trading in the distribution. Back up we go. You take profits, Chuck? Or is this thing coming back out on you by 10 points already? Good. Good man. Because we are still trading in this distribution, right? So that means this.
Iran meets France, UK, and Germany for nuclear talks at the UN.
No, I didn't take that fade setup. It was a setup. For sure it was a setup. Just had a lot of really good trades in a row. So I'm like not in a rush to take more trades. If we break out of this distribution to the downside, we can go down all the way back down to 24,900. All right, so I don't know. Do we take the fade up? I mean, I missed the entry, but are we going to go all the way back up? No. And serious sideways action. Serious. Man, shorts are jonesing for the break lower, and they're not getting it. I can assure you they're crying.
It will be in the third quarter.
So much for the VWAP Wave principles. We don't anticipate changes in or predict a shift in context. We trade the current conditions. And the current conditions are big, beautiful distribution, trading sideways. There is no indication that there's any leaving this
fair assessment for a possible
quite yet.
Euro launch.
We need acceptance. And what does acceptance mean? We need to start trading down here. Long since 49. Back to the point of control. I'll take it. Did ES on? I don't know. Let's take a look at the lower time frame.
Trump on gas prices says will be much lower a year.
Big, beautiful distributions. That's going to be the best distribution you've ever seen. It's going to make all other distributions look small. There's never been a distribution like this one. No one saw anything like this distribution before. It's going to be huge. He's the master of superlatives. This distribution is winning bigly. There it is, Chuck. Hate to break it to you, but it's still doing what we've been doing for literally the last 45 minutes. Yep. So here have been the trade locations. Look how it bounced right off the capitulation candle, upper band, and weekly VWAP. Right here again. I mean, these are like solid levels, guys. We have multiple things lining up. And that's why it's so hard for it to get out of here. These are, you know, this is the spot. Nice, Wiley. Good job. Harvinder, this is the same stream on Discord. It is the same stream, but it is low latency on Discord. The YouTube stream is delayed. And we start earlier in the Discord. We start at the market open at 9:30. I don't usually go live on YouTube until after 10. Okay, well, weird. We went right back to the top of the distribution. We stopped Chuck out, and now we're going back down. It's almost as if we're trading in a distribution.
Trump on trade says we've used tariffs as a defense mechanism.
So who else coming to the Friendly Bear conference? I know Sonny is. Sonny's coming and Scott G. Anybody else coming? Los Angeles, October 10th. Yeah, Corey, we're going to see Tom Hogard, the writer of the best loser wins. I am not the mystery speaker, no. I am an attendee. Nice, Tim. All right, we got to create a little group. Not that I know of one, not yet. We'll probably do one ourselves, I'm sure. They didn't charge that much for this one either. It was like $350. Now I had to pay for my flight to Los Angeles and my hotel, and there's dinners. Each one of those is like $100, $150, but it's worth it, man. I love meeting and hanging out with other traders. Always a good time. It's not a lot, Corey. That's actually quite inexpensive for a trader conference. It's probably one of the cheapest ones I've ever seen. Have you been to a trader conference?
US to sell $100 billion forward bills on September 25th, settling on September 30th.
Right to the bottom of the distribution. So do we break this time, or do we rally off it again? We'll take the long. Back up we go. We got some big players accumulating and distributing here. Amazing scalping conditions, that's for sure. Reliably bouncing off the same levels over and over again. Oh. Save that one. Right back here at weekly VWAP. See what happens. Delta is pretty much at the lows here, as is price. No confirmation of a break yet. I'll ride it up again, long, 41.
Trump has concluded his remarks at the UN General Assembly. So just keep in mind, Trump is scheduled to have a few bilateral closed-door meetings as well as a multilateral meeting while he's at the UN General Assembly. We might get some statements released after these meetings, but until then, he's not due to speak again at the UN until later this evening at 7:20 p.m. Eastern Time.
Order sitting between, where's the pivot? What level is the pivot, Chuck? Pivot boss. Kind of eyeball it a little bit. Zane. 96, 926. Oh, that's down here. So we haven't hit it yet. Interesting. Leon, I would happen to agree with you. It's just taken forever. Slow, slow. What's the VIX at? VIX is at 16. It's up a little bit. People are hedging. Probably expecting a little more downside here. So now does it spill? You know, do we go down to 900? You know, I think this is a logical place for us to go to. If we do break and we get some continuation to the downside. Like the Russell's up almost a full percent. Mixed market. Oil's up 2%. Nvidia's down 2%. That's probably what's pulling down NQ. Along with Amazon, almost down 2%. Bitcoin's flat. Crypto's pretty much flat. Solana's down a bit. Avalanche up. Man, longs off of here paying. Ah, Michael, that's interesting. I was just talking with somebody last night. mentorship client who works, his wife works over at Vanguard, said some interesting things about that. Those are market moving institutions right there. There you go, JP. It works great until it doesn't, right? And then just, the 7 losses, don't give back all the 7 losses in one loser, but it works, man. Keeps finding support. We're just trading this distribution. If we can't break value area low, we go back to point of control. If we can't get past point of control, back to value area low. If we can break past point of control, back to value area high. It just goes on like this until we leave. Whale day. Yeah. Whale date. Oh, perfect. That works, JP. So, Neil, I have a lot of higher time frame levels on this chart. Like these gray and these orange levels. These are all higher time frame levels. This blue spotted one is a weekly VWAP, right? So there's higher time frame levels on this one chart using the toolkit, right? If I didn't have the toolkit, I'd be looking at something like this. I'd have the 5-minute, the 60-minute, the daily. This would be a 30. So yeah, absolutely. I'd be looking at multiple time frames, but the toolkit brings it all together for me on one page. It is a little bit busy, but everything has a place, and I understand what's going on here. There's a lot of great information here for me to use. I've never copy traded on Trade of 8. I know there's some issues with it. Ninja Trader is generally better for copy trading than Trade of 8. There's some issue where like you can't use brackets or something like that. If you even use brackets. I don't. But I've never personally copy traded. I've always used Ninja Trader for copy trading. And then Project X has its own. You take profits, Chuck? Because now we're going back up all the way to the top of the distribution again. Okay, good. Buyer stepping in on the delta. This could be it. To the upside here. I'll take a little long, anticipating based on the delta, showing some continuation here. Beautiful. Let's go.
Fed bids for 6 weeks bills total 3.5 billion dollars.
Delta switching. Back to point of control. Kind of like that. This is a low volume pullback. Long. We'll see if there's continuation to the upside. Nice. Little bounce there. Long at 50.5, up 5 points. Up 7. Still long, 10 points. Take it. All right, I'll be right back. JP's having a good day. I do think we're going higher based on the delta. And weekly VWAP held 3 times. Well, let's do, we're approaching 11:20 here, guys. Let's do a little trader check-in. How did everybody trade this morning? You follow your rules? Hit your profit target, stop loss? How was your discipline, your execution? I traded very well this morning. I hit almost 3K across my 3 top 1 instant funded accounts. Small green in my Apex account to lock in a profit day on that. And I am up $1,000 in this funded next account. Nice Chuck. All right, Ali, following rules. Let's hear your discipline. Dale down very little. Chuck's up. Tim's up whopping $112. Hey, better than not up at all. A lot of scalping up that today was beautiful scalping conditions for pretty much the entire morning, Ken. Good job. Big win was the VWAP Bounce short. Yep. Been mostly sideways. I've been practicing scalping, which I'm not terribly good at. I'm just not that fast at reacting. It takes practice. Roadrunner, 6 green days in a row. Gary up $900 thanks to gold and the DAX. Awesome, Gary. Bruce, learned a lot, meaning I'm red. A couple gold stops hurt me. Gold was tough. Wide range. Nice VWAP bounce, though. Josh hit profit target. Excellent. Jerry, yesterday actually very poorly, so I'm in the penalty box. Fair enough. Up 143 with Bun Micro is not bad. Green Day, follow the rules, I practiced. More than Q. Good Sunny. Scott did not trade well today. Wasn't seen clearly. Down 270. All right. Not terrible, though. Garrett, 345. Nice. Good job, Garrett. Leon, great discipline today. I've gotten so much better discipline since I've joined this group. Awesome. Ken, up 400 across 5 accounts. Excellent. Juan, up 400 between 2 accounts. Excellent. 300 more to win my challenge account. 50K. Nice, JK. Donald, up and down, not used to these conditions. Yeah, very choppy, no continuation. So if you're not fading the extremes, you're getting very frustrated. But man, the system told us everything we should have done today. Like clockwork. The system performed excellent today. Not with the VWAP band, but with the distribution, right, on the volume profile. We did get a VWAP bounce short, but everything else was a VWAP bounce long off the weekly VWAP. Baiting the value area extremes on the volume profile, and a lot of this stuff lined up with the higher time frame levels. Nice. Bruce caught the VWAP bounce. Bill, nice up 298. Excellent. Did good early morning, but not after the open. UJ up 440. Dr. Bubbles, 883. Good stuff. Nice, guys. Overall, staying only down $10. Very small. Very good, guys. So, you know, big green is great. Little green is good. Little red is even good. Big red, that's what we want to avoid, but, you know, it happens. RTH VWAP backtest long? Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? And the cumulative delta is confirming. Now, we do have this IB mid, VWAP, low volume nodes, all types of stuff right here to get through. Now, if we break above this, guys, I would say we could squeeze out longs, go all the way up to 25,000 again. Squeeze out shorts, sorry. Be interesting to see what happens here. Do we rip through it? Chuck likes a high Madonna. Oh, she was high quite a bit, wasn't she? In fact, that's what took her out, I think. Now I think about it. Rejected right there, IB mid. VWAP again. Sonny's got the jokes, man. I'll tell you what. Sonny's got jokes. Now this could be just a, soak in some more shorts, flush out the weak longs before they do bring it out of here. But we'll see. ES is still hanging out at lows here. That doesn't sound good. Doesn't help. Nice. Yeah, I mean, good scalping conditions, guys. We had some great levels that we relied on over and over again. And, they did not fail us. I see buyers step back in on the delta. I might look for a long. I don't like that ES is at lows here. This could break and go lower and bring NQ down with it. The Dow is giving up its entire pump. That could potentially even go red. Still not convinced long. I don't even have oil up. Yeah, well, Water Boss, I don't know what's going to happen, right? So I'm just calling the action as I see it. We get involved at our levels, but I don't know if it's going to break. I said it could break, right? It could. I don't know. And then if we get confirmation of a break, I said that we have to start trading up here, right? Then we can squeeze shorts. So I said a lot of things. I didn't just say, we could break here and then talk about something else. I said we have to break here, right? And then if we're above this price area, above 70, we can squeeze out shorts back up to 92, right? But, that's why trading live conditions it is what it is. And also, it's not going to make a lot of sense, Water Boss, if you don't fully understand the system yet. Oh, awesome, Water Boss. Great. It does take time. So just to kind of give you some benchmark, it's not uncommon for it to take a few months to really get acclimated. It's not a fast process. It doesn't happen in a week or two. You know, a lot of the people that are in this group have been here a while. Most have been here for several months. Nice, Donald. Yeah, it does take time. You know, and I often get people that come in, you know, they were here for a week, they blow an evaluation, they say it didn't work, and then they leave. And I kind of feel bad for those people because, you know, I feel like the expectations are just, you know, wildly out of realistic expectations. You have to understand, I've been doing this for years and years, right? I've been watching this thing every day, all day for years. All right, that's screen time and experience that, you know, I've put together over the long haul. Madigan? Is that Medellin? Oh, nice, Water Boss. That's awesome. I love Medellin. I've been to Medellin. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful city. And the people are absolutely delightful. I think what a wonderful place. Yeah. Gorgeous part of the country. So back down we go. Sure looks like it. I'll take a short. This will be my last trade. Blair, you don't know. You trade it until it changes. That's the VWAP wave principle. Right? Let's go back to our absolute basics. Absolute basics. The VWAP wave principles out of the core setup guide. All right, so here's the guide. All right, let's go to the core principles. And let's read this one right here. Number 2. Principle number 2. The market tends to persist in its current behavior rather than abruptly changing direction. Instead of predicting shifts, we align with prevailing market conditions. Trade on what you see, not what you hope or what you're afraid of. You trade the chart. Chart says fade value or extremes. If it breaks, you stop out. But you probably could have taken how many trades while you were not you specifically, but I just mean in general. You know, how many great trades can you have gotten in these persistent conditions? And then you get one stop out and it's over. All right, we've been taking these fades literally for the last 2 hours over and over and over again, just one after the other. I hit 3K in my top ones, 1100 in my funded decks, Apex, all of them maxed out. to my profit target, just fading the extremes over and over again. Balanced market. Eventually, yes, it will break. And if you happen to be in a trade, you stop out, right? It didn't work. But it worked. Look at all these arrows. I mean, you could have even taken more than this. Thank you, Jimmy. I love it too. I'm actually very happy with it, and it works really, really well for me. It's really nice keeping everything on one screen. For me as well. You know, even though I've kind of conditioned to try and check the monitors, when I'm streaming, it's really nice to be able to focus on one chart. Yep, of course, Blair. And I'm going to wrap up here, guys. I'm doing a lot of calls later today. I have a bunch of stacked one-on-ones for today. And it's going to be busy. So I'll be in the room, guys. If anybody needs anything, you can tag me. Head on over to the trading lounge if you want to keep trading. Trader floor. We have a bunch of traders in there who share their screens. A lot of people are happy to help with questions. If you have any questions, you can share your mic, share your screens. If you're going to be on the trading floor, be sure to stay on topic. The trader lounge is more casual. Okay. Good call, G Mickey. Hey, G Mickey, are you? Somebody else told me they were going to the trader conference, October. That might not have been you. I'm trying to think of who else it was. October 10th. I know you're going, Tim. I know Sonny's going. I know Scott's going. G Scott. You know, we're all going to try and hook up while we're there, of course. You're welcome, Tyler. All right, guys, if you're going to continue trading, stay sharp, manage your risk. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Discord. 10 a.m. or shortly thereafter on YouTube with the delayed stream. Have a wonderful day, guys. And I will see. There will be probably a crypto stream this evening, 7 p.m. if you want to check that out. Trading crypto in the evenings. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see everybody either this evening for crypto or tomorrow morning. Have a great day.